To be a good teacher, where did I begin? As well as the teacher, I learned to teach him. I learned early on to stare into their eyes from where I was standing. They weren't standardized. But now we want them to stand out on a standardized test, sit down and signify how they are the best, better than those that fall below the rest. We're just handcuffing minds with no cause for arrest. This wave's about to crash as we surf on the crest. I digress. All these facts we want them to ingest, digest dates and times so they don't have to guess. No worries to minds that have truly been blessed, but the others are pressed till their minds become messed, exhibit unrest as they fail on this quest. But just what is this quest on? Is it just answering questions? Does it matter what answer they enter their test on? Should we compare them to China? Well, let's make it an even field, where good scores get you into school and bad scores mean you'll work in a field. South Korea, where families separate, fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers apart from one another for education's sake. So commonplace that it's commonly named across their nation goose families, because their getting back together requires a migration. Is it worth the world's highest child suicide rate? So now their standard of living has gone from third world country to first in the world's education. On the contrary, this modernization of a nation through education has paid a price. Tutors in kindergarten and then teens that become sleep-deprived study machines till they cram in all this knowledge along with a knife. And finally, Finland, finishing #1 in education across the land. Each year, they're among the world school system's best, and that comes without mandated standardized tests. It comes without rankings, with less competition, without content standards and strict repetition. Their teachers are all from the tops of their classes, each one of them required to earn their own masters. Smaller classes so they know every child by heart, yet teach half the time as their U.S. counterpart. But every good teacher I ever knew will surely say to you, it's not that the teachers from these countries get a bigger paycheck. It's that these countries pay their teachers with much more respect. See, over here we said no child could be left behind, so we put them in the front line, a war between states and teachers to earn money or avoid fines. If no child was left behind, shouldn't they all be ahead? But instead, we just changed the name and continued the game. Now our kids could not stop as they race to the top. Just another competitive initiative using students' test scores as a derivative. A test will never signify if you can or you can't. A test will never make a child significant. You want to give a kid a grade? Give them an F, an A, a C, add an E. Now they got a face. Standardize that grade and let them take their place. See, our kids are drowning in anxiety's rising tide, giving them no place to run and hide. Maybe that's why the second leading cause of death for teens in the U.S. is suicide. Before another child has died, we must swallow our pride and learn how to guide. Put your selfish endeavors aside. No longer should children's time be denied. Let them know it's okay to laugh and to cry, that you'll always be there by their side. In us, they must trust that they can confide. As they ride along life, they must know that we've tried everything we can for them, or we might as well have lied. What exactly will you decide? Will you be there to catch them at the bottom of that slide? So today I beg of this whole congregation that we all make a promise to the next generation. And the way to do this isn't complex. Start by checking your kids instead of checking your texts. Then stop focusing on them making good grades when making friends and good choices deserves accolades. After all, what makes up a more beautiful mind than if it's open, curious, and most importantly, kind? Don't worry about honor rolls and scholarships. For if it's knowledge you want them to thirst, all you have to do is get them to believe in themselves. You'll just have to believe in them first.